welcome you all with my love and blessings. Today, Nirahara Samyama, third level is starting. First day, I am also going to do Nirahara Samyama with you guys. I am continuing all my activities and routine. So this batch of Nirahara Samyama, third level, next 11 days, I will also be part of you guys. So, the Samyama, 15th day, successfully. In Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, Dhyana Yoga, 7th verse.
Jitatmanah prashantasya Paramatma samahitah Sitoshna sukha dukkheshu Tatha manapamanayoh.
Jitatmana prashantasya Paramatma samahitah Sitoshna sugadukhyeshu tatamanaapamanayoho. Translation: the one who has conquered the self, who has attained tranquility, the supreme is already reached. Such a person remains in this state in happiness or distress, heat or cold, honor or dishonor. I'll give you the new translation also. The one who has subdued his self made out of patterns, and is firmly established in the supreme state, remains centered, whether in a cold or warm atmosphere, whether he is in a pleasant or unpleasant situation, whether he receives respect or is dishonored. Understand? Bhagavan is giving you a powerful technique. He is using a beautiful word, Sitoshna Samadukkeshu. Sita and Ushna, warm or cold, attacks you from outside skin. Sugha or Dukkha attacks you from inside skin. Understand? When you are feeling warm or cold, just sit and see what is happening outside your skin all over the body. Without branding, just see what is going on, how I feel. Don't name it as a cold or warm, pain or suffering. Just look. Something is going on. Let me see what happens. How that feeling touches my skin. After that, how the skin is processing that information. And how I am getting agitated or irritated for no reason. How I am responding to it. Why should I get agitated or irritated? Let's see how the nature responds to it. Sit with deep passions. All you guys are now in KODAIKANAL. You don't need to go in search of a place. Sit today in the cold and see what happens in your skin. In one day, you will master cold. Cold will not affect you anymore. Same way heat. Do Panchatapas. Make a fire circle. It is very easy. Your height should be the diameter of the circle. That is the law. Your height is the diameter of the circle. Make the fire circle and sit. You will slowly start feeling the heat and it will increase within half an hour. Then just see what is going on in your skin. In 2 days you will master warm. Both will not be painful. Then come to the next level of experiment. When you are feeling unpleasant, just see. Unpleasantness is nothing but cold or warm which is working from inside the skin. If you look near the chest area, it will start. From inside the skin is being attacked. Warm and cold, heat and cold attacks you from outside skin. Pleasantness or unpleasantness attacks you from inside the skin. Sit with that. You don't need to find the situation. Already you have enough unpleasantness. Just sit with that unpleasantness. How it is attacking you from inside skin. What exactly you are feeling. Without labeling, just see. In 2 days, you will realize there is no such thing as unpleasantness other than your own decision to be in unpleasantness. Same way pleasantness. When you are in joy, happy, just sit and watch. What is this? What is this pleasantness? Why it feels so expanded inside? Feel from your skin, inside the skin. You will master that state also. So pleasant or unpleasant attacks you from inside the skin. Heat or cold attacks you from outside skin. But both heat or cold, pleasant or unpleasantness, all four has no life independently from your will. Understanding this is being centered on the supreme state. Please understand, your will gets contaminated when it connects itself with these four. Fortunately, these four has no independent existence. If your will does not support it, man who has realized it by experimenting with it is established in supreme state. He is called Paramatma Samahita. Equivalent to the supreme consciousness. Such a simple, straightforward thing I tell you. Just try today. Once you realize, even with first thing, you see, today you try with a cold. The moment you realize the cold is not giving you any more suffering, you will have confidence to work with heat. Then work with heat. Do Panchatapas. Maybe 1 hour. 1 hour is more than enough. 2 days. If it is not happening in 2 sessions, just do 2-3 days, that's all. You will have confidence now. Wow, we won the second game. Then go for the third. Sit with unpleasantness. Don't change the sequence. Cold is to grass, easy. Once you win there, you will have confidence to do next. Little subtle, the heat. Then you will have confidence next with the unpleasantness. Then you will have confidence to do with the pleasantness. Once you master that all these four does not have an independent life over you other than your will's support. See, when you sit and start analyzing, you will understand. It suddenly disappears because the moment you analyze, your will stops supporting this aspect of life. You support the cold and cold related diseases in confusion. You support heat and heat-related diseases in confusion. You support unpleasantness and unpleasantness-related diseases in confusion. You support pleasantness and pleasantness-related activities in confusion. So when you sit and see what is really happening, with the passiveness and passions, suddenly you realize, without your will, all four does not have independent life. Shadow does not have independent life without the existence of light and object. It is the mixture of light and object creates shadow. The sufferings of cold, heat, sufferings of pleasantness, unpleasantness, everything happens by the mixture of your will and confusion. If the light is switched off, no shadow. If the object is removed, no shadow. If the confusion is removed or if the will is removed, there is no agitation or disturbance by cold, warm, pleasant, unpleasantness. I tell you, man is a fool, asking for cold when it is hot, asking for hot when it is cold, always asking what is not. Try this four process. In such a simple way, you can be centered on what Bhagavan calls Paramatma Samahitaha. Centered on pure unclutching. See, this is what is the purpose of mystery school. Mystery school is a place where all these mystery dimensions are revealed. I tell you guys, I tell you all our devotees, all our disciples, especially who feel part of the Sangha. See, 10 years before, we are not responsible because we did not have wealth. But in last 10 years, devotees have poured so much of money on us. Now we have wealth, we have infrastructure. Now we are responsible, making all these samyamas, spiritual truths available to the world. If you are wearing this mala and feel you are part of the Sangha, you are responsible for making all this knowledge available to the world. We are responsible for making Krishna alive. We are responsible for making Jnana Sambandhar alive. We are responsible for making Shankara alive. Because we have properties given to us by devotees all over the world. Center of the head of each center, ashram, should study today my discourse thoroughly. You yourself should practice. See, it is not a big thing. To practice on the cold, have a air cooler in a high speed or sit near the AC. Try. And same way on the heat, next day try sitting with a heater. And the third day, try on the unpleasantness. Fourth day, try on the pleasantness. You will understand how powerfully it works. Once you master all these four, the confidence you feel, the courage you feel, and the centeredness you feel, the Paramatma Samahita you feel, and that joy, courage now you have to face the life. You should get it first on you, then start sharing it with people, whoever comes. Make every 1 week some program. This kind of programs. See, all programs does not need to be continuously designed by me. I am giving you these truths. Each one of you can pick up. If you become charismatic and you have some experience, you do this first for 4 days. Then you will have strength. You will say, yes. Whatever Swamiji said, Shastra Pramana, is now my Atma Pramana. See, when Krishna tells this truth, this is Shastra Pramana. When I am repeating it from my own experience, it is Apta Pramana. When you experiment and see it, it becomes Atma Pramana. When you have the Atma Pramana, naturally you can talk to people. You can tell, hey, I found a method where I am not affected by pleasantness, unpleasantness in my life, cold or heat in my life. I can teach you that. Come on, 4 days. Only 2 hours a day. Come in the evening. Learn this and go. And there is no risk in this. If you sit with a heater or a air condition, even the risk of Panchatapas is not there. I told Panchatapas because that is the way I was brought up. You guys don't even need to bother about the Panchatapas. Fire. Even in fire you may say, no, there is a risk. What risk is there anyhow? These fellows, everything is a risk. If your time is not right, even by drinking milk you will die. If your time is right, even the poison, if you drink, you will vomit it. Even your attempt to commit suicide, you will not be able to be successful. Anyhow, with a heater or cold, AC, you can control the heat or cold. What is the risk? Unpleasantness and unpleasantness. Try. I tell you, this can get people out of all mental disorders and psychological disorders. I have done this. That is why I am telling you. I have done this during my tapas time, my tapas period. I will go and sit in the hill during the daytime in the sun, just with one towel, the hip, work on that heat. How the heat does not touch me. Then in the night I will sit in the hill itself. It will be really cold, and see how the cold does not work on the system. Then I will fight with Raghupati Yogi. That is the only thing which will be unpleasant for me. See, my whole life, only relationships I know is this Raghupati Yogi and Kuppammal, these few saints, sadhus. Never even once I felt psychologically connected to the blood family. So if I have to have some unpleasant moments, I will go and fight with him. Some ideological fight. Raghupati Yogi is Yogi and Kuppammal is Vedanti. Between these two there will be a huge fight. Ideological fight. Here body first, here mind first. And if I wanted to create fight with Raghupati Yogi, I will take up all the arguments of Kuppammal. If I want to fight with Kuppammal, I will take all the arguments of Raghupati Yogi. But I tell you guys, these two have made me so rich in the spiritual knowledge. God, the wealth they added to me, only now I am realizing. And same way when I want to experience that pleasantness, I will take my Ramakrishna's photo and keep it in front of me and fan him. And there's a beautiful, very sweet story of Ramakrishna sung by one devotee. It's called Sri Ramakrishna Bundi. And in English it is called, and the book has been translated, The Portrait of Sri Ramakrishna. That's a very beautiful book. It is not factual. See, the Ramakrishna's biography, he wrote it more poetic way. He does not bother much about facts. He has not changed the facts. He is not telling lies. But he is singing in a very beautiful, sweet way that, oh, who came as Rama and Krishna? You came as Rama Krishna, but this time you did not steal and do all these naughty things of Krishna. But you are not so polite like Rama also. So from the beginning, with that feeling that Ramakrishna is an incarnation, the devotee has sang about Sri Ramakrishna. It's a very beautiful book. Still I can repeat it. It's I think 1000-page book in Bengali verse form. I can repeat the whole thing by heart. Jai Jai Ramakrishna Vanja Kalpataru, Jai Jai Bhagavan Jagatir Guru, Jai Jai Ramakrishna Ishta Goshtikan, Jai Jai. It goes. Sobaya Sarane Renu Mageye Adam. We just have the book. I can repeat the whole 1000-page. I can continue even now. It goes on and on and on. It's a very beautiful, very juicy, sweet, loving way of Ramakrishna's biography described. That's one of the best thing with which I experienced highest pleasantness. I'll have a small Singhasan and Ramakrishna's photo, and I have a small fan. Fanning him, I'll sit and sing these whole verses. And I have this book in the hand. Whole day I'll be sitting and there's a tune to chant that. I'll sit and chant. One great elderly sadhu in Ramakrishna Mission, his name is Nandanandaji. He used to, I have seen him sitting and singing this verse with the tears in joy. And I picked up the habit from him only. I'll sit every day with him. He suffered with little deafness. So I served him, taking him to the doctor and taking care of him when he was old. He was a sadhu from Andhra, very sweet sadhu. So I used to sit and chant this. I picked up this habit from him. I listened to him very attentively, and actually I learnt Bengali reading. So if I chant that book one day, it will take full day to chant 1000-page. At least next 2 months I will feel that I am in that heaven and whole body will be sweet and pleasant, that whole throat will be filled with sweetness. Because it is his whole biography is chanted, the created, sung with so much of love, without being much bothered about the facts. It's a Purana of Sri Ramakrishna. So this Sadhu Nandananda Swami, he was about to die. As a tradition, when you are about to die, you have to give your whole, whatever you have, to the person who served you. It's a tradition. So this Sadhu suddenly said, I am going to die tomorrow. Guru Maharaj has appeared. What will I give you? I said, you don't need to give me anything. You are a sadhu, that's enough. You bless me. Then he said, I accumulated one thing in my life. The biggest wealth I accumulated is, whenever I read this Sri Sri Ramakrishna Bundi, I go to Samadhi, an ecstasy. I give you this Bhava Samadhi as my gift. He gave me. And I tell you, after that, whenever I read that book, God, and that sweetness, it's as if his 60, 70 years of tapas has entered into me. If you read some book 60, 70 years and be in the ecstasy, that whole bhava, the depth of the bhava, that whole depth of emotion has entered into my system, I could feel that same emotion just by his blessing. He said, I give you this gift of Bhava Samadhi. You take it. Because now it won't be useful anymore for me. See, once you leave the body, even your Bhava Samadhi will not stay with you. Only the Nirvikalpa Samadhis will stay with you. Less than Nirvikalpa Samadhi, anything you accumulated is not useful anymore for you. The English spelling is P-U-N-K-T-I. In English, the book is translated as A Portrait of Sri Ramakrishna. Maybe one day I'll sit and chant for you guys. It's my personal spiritual practice, which I did for quite a long time. Some of my personal spiritual practice I never shared with you guys. This Ramakrishna Bunti. And same way, Chandi. Chandi is the Devi Mahatmyam. I'm a great Sakta. So I'll sit and chant Chandi. Devi Mahatmyam is 700 sloka. And Lalita Sahasranama and Trisadi. There are some 6-7 books related to Chandi. Devi Upanishad and all that put together. That will take one day, full one day if you chant. That I will chant with this bell. The same book in Bengali. These all used to be my entertainment. Anyhow, whether it is a heat or cold, pleasantness or unpleasantness, work with it. I tell you, even this pleasantness is not ultimate. Understand that. What I received from that Swami Nandananji is not ultimate. He himself can't take it when he is dying. That is why he gave it to me. Only unclutching, Nirvikalpa Samadhi will come with you eternally. But unfortunately, when you are training yourself, when you are practicing, you can't be all the time in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, unclutching. So all this Bhava Samadhi helps you to raise yourself to that level. Be in Nirvikalpa Samadhi or be in Bhava Samadhi with a person who is in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. That's all. Be unclutched or be clutched to a person who is in unclutching state. That's all. Being unclutched is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. If you are clutched to a person, being who is unclutched is Bhava Samadhi. In the beginning, Bhava Samadhi helps. Now I can remember all the verses. It's coming up. Yes, the same book. Sri Ramakrishna Munti. You guys can see this exact book. Just see whether if it is in Bengali, download. I'll read. If you have interest and intensity, you will find time for everything. Try all these 4. First, I wanted all our center heads, you guys try. Of course, I'm not telling devotees not to try. If all of you try, mainly the center heads, when you try, you will have the confidence and make a beautiful program and start teaching. Everyone can start doing this. For these things, you don't need very organized setup. Start reaching out even in these small ways. Helping people. I really wanted this kind, hundreds of samyamas should be developed and made available from our campus. It should become a pilgrimage center for the people who want to study mysticism. You don't know. Just this 4-day, trying these 4 steps, working with cold, working with heat, working with unpleasantness, working with pleasantness. you will suddenly find a powerful key, tool to live your life. Crossing thousands of disturbances. Human beings can live a rich life if this kind of tools are accumulated. Just this one tool, I tell you, how rich it can make you. Richness is always depending on the zeros. It is not always based on the zeros. It is based on your ability to face life. Richness cannot be always measured based on the comforts of life. It is measured based on the ability to confront the life. It is not just comfort, it is ability to confront also. These are all the tools with which you will be able to confront the life. I know many guys sitting on billions of dollars, even a small, very small, they are shaken completely. Ability to confront life, live the life. I tell you guys, all our devotees should have mastered at least like this 5-6 samyamas. Different 5-6 samyamas. That makes you man. That makes you a being. Mastering at least few samyamas gives you the courage to live, confidence to live. Courage which comes by inner richness is confidence. Courage which you get by outer richness is egoistic pride. Which comes by outer richness can be taken away from you any moment. Which comes by inner richness, nobody can touch it. I tell you, really, I wanted this Ananda Yoga. My purpose of creating this Ananda Yogam or this even Bidhi Ashram is to create a place where thousands gather and experiment this kind of samyamas and get the courage to leave and go back. I tell you, I really wanted. This is my vision. Why? I wanted all these, so many temples and ashrams all around the world. All you guys should pick up all these samyamas, you practice and make a clear instruction, make it available. People come there and practice. Go with a tremendous confidence to live. I tell you, I have mastered this samyama. That is why neither the respect nor the dishonor ever touched me. Otherwise, I tell you really, anybody else who has been abused so much, they would have become mad. They would have become mad. They would not feel like showing their face outside. Shame and guilt. With that, they would have died. They would have started believing that what others are saying may be true. I tell you, when so many millions tell, when so many people abuse you, you yourself slowly start getting believed. What about others? Even you start believing. If you are established in the state of a leader, even if somebody tries to remove the status, even that effort makes you really as a greater leader. It only adds more and more glory to you. I tell you, one of the main reason for my success, standing throughout the scandals and rumors, is this samyama. This samyama, which I did from the young age, working with the heat and cold and unpleasantness and pleasantness. I tell you, heat and cold hits you from outside the skin, pleasantness and unpleasantness hits you from the inside the skin. But all four of them do not have life without your will supporting them. Is the essence. The one who has subdued his self made of tough patterns, and is firmly established in the supreme state, remains composed, whether in a cold or a warm atmosphere, whether he is in pain, pleasant or unpleasant situation, whether he receives respect or dishonor. Tata manopamanayoho. See, when you master the Sita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, the Mana, Apamana does not touch you. You master it. I tell you, not for pride, I am the living example that Mana, Apamana did not touch me. Otherwise, one side, millions put flower garlands and worship. The other side, rowdies put chapel garlands and burn the effigies. With both, the inner space is not even disturbed 1 inch. When somebody puts the flower garland and worships, that part blesses him. Whatever you want, let it be fulfilled, blessings. The other fellows, when they try to put chapel garlands and burn effigy, they think of me as a demon. So let the effects of whatever demon does to you guys, let it be done, that's all. When you see as God, whatever God does to you, let it happen to you. When you see as demon, whatever demon does to you, let it happen to you. My inner space is untouched. Mahabharata Shanti Parva gives a very beautiful sloka. I wanted to give this as a reference. Atma kshetranya iti uktaha samyuktaha prakrutair gunaihi. The Supreme Self is not different from the Self in the body. When the Self is bound by the modes of Prakriti or nature, it is called Kshetrajna. When it is free from them, the same Self is called Supreme Self. If you have not worked with the heat, cold, and pleasantness, unpleasantness, you are ordinary human self. If you work with the heat, cold, pleasantness and unpleasantness and liberate yourself, you are called Paramatma. That's all. I really wanted each head of our centers, each one of you guys, or each devotee, each disciple, work on one line. Pick up some one subject. I am like an ocean. Collect all the pearls I have on that subject. For example, one can decide to work on death. Collect all the pearls I uttered related to death and master the concept of death. Just go on conducting classes only on death. Learn to die when time comes. Learn to leave the body when time comes. Make courses, programs, classes by collecting all the things I have spoken about death. Now after all, it is easy for you because already the 2012 team has collected all the pearls from my different discourses on subjects and placed it. Someone can decide to work only on this heat, cold and pleasantness, unpleasantness. Make this as a program. Start teaching. One can work only on Ajapa Japa. I tell you, if you master Ajapa Japa, the moment you sit, your body will just vibrate. And if you keep any music instrument next to your body, automatically the music instruments will play the note of your mantra. It will clearly play the note. Om Namah Shivaya. If you become master of ajapa japa, if you are doing ajapa japa, anybody comes around you, their kundalini will be awakened. That is what is happening. See, the mantra with which I did ajapa japa in the young age is Namah Shivaya. Just see. Namah Shivaya. I'm not doing any magic. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Actually, whole day we don't need any meditation, satsang, nothing. I can go on be chanting Namah Shivaya and you can go on be sitting next to me, completely entertained and engaged. Neither I need any other entertainment, nor you need any other entertainment. Means that mantra has become ajapa japa. So pick up someone mantra, work only on ajapa japa, extreme. And anybody comes to you for healing or any counseling, just sit next to them and do ajapa japa, you will see that their kundalini is awakened. Master some one subject. I wanted all our disciples to be master of some one thing. So whoever comes, you give them that gift. Each one of you became the masters. If you feel I am an incarnation, if you want to tell that to the world, just singing, oh, he's an incarnation, is not going to work. That's like a Baba black sheep. No, it is not going to work. You become a master. Then, if you tell I am an incarnation, it is right. If you become a healer and you say, my Swamiji is an enlightened being, that is okay. Only when you become a master and tell, my Swami is an incarnation, it's right. Otherwise, having a small thatched hut and calling it as a Taj Sheraton, Hotel Lee Meridian. No. I am an incarnation only if I create thousands of masters. Each one of these great truths create. I wanted each one of your hearts to become mystery school. Your houses to become my extended campuses. Anybody who has at least mastered these 3-4 samyamas and able to teach this to people, you naturally become a master. And the place where you are living, just adopt 2-3 things like whoever comes, share food. Then your kitchen becomes my extension of my kitchen. Have the ambience where people can come and practice these meditations and go at least one room. Then that becomes extension of my Ananda Sabha. Then naturally your house becomes the extension of my campus, extended campus. This is what really I wanted. Nithyananda Dhyanapedam, extended campus. Tell you. If you mastered ajapa japa, you don't even need to tell that person to meditate. When he comes in front of you, just sit and do ajapa japa. You will see that fellow is jumping. His kundalini is awakened. He says, oh God, he is doing something. Because the power of ajapa japa makes your whole breathing space vibrate. The space where you are sitting, the whole place will be vibrating. And anybody comes into your space, vibrates with that mantra. And I want all you guys to become yogis. I tell you, if you want to spread the Vedic tradition, Vedic culture, make your heart as a temple. Make the place where you are living as the mystery school. Let your kitchen be the extension of our Anna Mandir. Let your living room be the extension of our Ananda Sabha. Let you be the extension of me. There are so many people who have all these facilities, all our temples, ashrams. You guys have all these facilities. When you have a clear idea and definite instruction, if you have a little confusion how to give instructions and all, you can send an email and we can clarify those doubts. Start doing it and sharing it with the world, that's all. Jitatmana prashantasya Paramatma samahita Sitoshna sugadukkeshu tatamana pamanayo. I'll continue on this verse tomorrow.
Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nithyananda has been placed alongside Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, Paulo Coelho and others by Mind, Body, Spirit, the world's top esoteric magazine from Watkins, London's oldest and largest bookstore. A yogi by birth, he has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English. Translations of these books are available in 26 languages in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Marathi, French, Malay, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, German, Danish, Spanish, Russian and Chinese. He is also an exemplary speaker with over 10,000 hours of profound life solutions through his discourses. Social services such as Annadan, free medical care, free educational services with ashrams, schools, temples, hospitals established in more than 140 places around the world, offering exceptional services. A powerful spiritual healer who has healed millions of people of diseases from migraine to cancer. A Kriya Yogi who has formulated Kriyas for physical health and mental well-being, benefiting thousands. A living master who offers practical solutions for our everyday problems. He is the founder and spiritual head of Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, a spiritual powerhouse who has revived the sacred Vedic tradition by establishing Vedic temples in places like Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, Toronto, Ohio, Oklahoma, Phoenix, St. Louis, Malaysia, Brazil, Paris, Guadeloupe, Dallas, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Calgary, Vancouver, Singapore, and places in India like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Tiruvannamalai. A spiritual guru for 10 million followers, an incarnation who transmits the highest spiritual energy through initiation, a contemporary yogi who has revived the Vedic science of yoga worldwide through thousands of yoga centers, an adept in Ashtamahasiddhis, mystical yogic powers, who has effortlessly awakened the Kundalini of thousands and graced them with spiritual powers, a dynamic young guru who is an inspiration for thousands of youngsters, India's most watched spiritual guru online, a beacon of spiritual light who has triumphed over the forces of religious terrorism and political persecution. Paramahamsa Nithyananda is an eternal Kalpataru, blessing the world with the boons of material abundance and spiritual enlightenment. He is the 293rd Pontiff of the world's most ancient Hindu organization, Madurai Adinam.
Nithyanandaya swagatam Anandanubhavaswadam Sarvaroga nivarakam Vande papa vinashaktam Nithyanandaya swagatam Nityamuktam nirvikalpam Dhyanaloka pradipakam Vande shantamayam bandham